You look shorter than I do. Here we go. Is it live? Look, you look better than you thought you did. Good morning.
Good
How are
morning.
you? And I'd like to say Merry Christmas. I know it's after Christmas, but we haven't celebrated ours yet, so it's still time. Good morning. It's been a skinny minute, and for that I apologize. I'm Amber,
I'm Tim.
and if you've never joined us before, we apologize in advance. But we are two of the five Bradshaw family members that moved from Pawleys Island, South Carolina, city life to off grid living here in East Tennessee, where we can't even see the mountains this morning. It's so smoggy, foggy, smoky. I don't even know what you call that outside. For those of you that do know us and know that Timmy's been down, here's proof he's alive and I haven't killed him.
I'm still here.
Good morning, Steve. Good morning, Michelle. How are you, honey? Um, yeah, it's been a wild couple of weeks, y'all. That's all I've got to say. And I'm sure the ride's not over yet, but it's been crazy. And we'll go into that this morning. Because I just told Jimmy, get up, we're doing live. He literally had 2 minutes to come in here and
Here I am.
sit down. But I hope you had a Merry Christmas if you've already celebrated yours. We I'm glad Tim is up. Me too. It's been a skinny minute since he was vertical. He's been horizontal for 10 days.
Well, I've been mostly down, but I've been up the last couple of days moving
So
around trying to, you know,
get this stuff
get my
out.
equilibrium back.
When you're in bed for 10 days, you lose your, muscle mass, you lose, your balance. Sometimes you're all, especially when you're all stuffy. You get up and you're just like, "Whoa." That vertigo starts kicking in. So I think that Mr. B over here had the big C, one of them anyways, whatever this little twisted variant is that they're passing around, and it's been interesting. Linda, good morning, sister. How are you, honey? And Linda, you made me crack up when you said you haven't checked the mail. I think I sent your Christmas card like 2 weeks ago. I said, girl, she must not get that much junk mail. Lord knows I do. If we went one day without, well, my mama does. If we went one day without collecting the mail, it'd be stuffed. We got a little itty bitty box and three families that get mail here. So, anyhow, we hope you had a Merry Christmas. And it has been different. That's what Lyndon used. She goes, it's been different this year. And that's okay. I mean, you got to be flexible because life throws you some curveballs. Good morning. Yay. Timmy's upright. I got some strings connected to him to keep him up straight so y'all could see that he's still alive. But yeah, do you want to talk about the last couple of weeks?
Well, I mean, it's been pretty much a fog.
No pun
Just
intended, since we literally can't see in
yeah,
front of our house.
yeah. It's been pretty down. It's Amber. She's done a great job of taking care of me. Um, she's tried to give me everything I need to keep me
Coffee's in that for
comfortable
the
and
next. Wait. I just home from work. Coffee and a good nap before the next shift. God bless you, honey. Good morning. I'm sorry, go ahead.
so that's about it.
Oh, that's it? No, Timmy he's been had the sickness, and there's a couple times that COVID really hit him hard. It hit our whole family hard before it became a thing in January of 2020. That's the one where I was laying on the couch. Sherry met you and Jacques. You guys came over and saved our life. It was our first winter up here.
Yeah,
We were struggling. We
never
didn't have
forget that.
food. We didn't have heat. We were freezing, and I literally just wanted to die. Like that's I think one of the only times in my life that I said I could be okay with just not waking up tomorrow because this is horrible. And anyways, I'm glad I did, and I'm glad the Lord is like He knew I was at my breaking point, and He sent some good friends to us to help us. They brought a case of soup, they brought fat lighter, they brought firewood, they brought you know elderberry syrup. They brought fire cider. They just it
everything.
was amazing. It was the essential oils for my chest. So that's the only other time that I've seen you this sick with COVID.
Yeah,
But we're a little older and, things react a little bit different. Um, COVID is going around up north. I think it's everywhere. I think, I just think that's our new normal now. Before it, like, they shut the whole economy, the world down, actually. And whatever strain they've released or mutated or whatever you want to call it, it's a little bit stronger and it kicks your butt just a little bit more now than the average cold used to beforehand. Not sure their intention. Depopulate the earth, I believe.
definitely do that.
But so yeah, and when Timmy no, what, I don't even know what day it is.
Wednesday.
Wednesday. No, it's not Wednesday. Today's Saturday. That's why we're doing live. Wednesday was Christmas. Or the 25th, anyways.
The
So
Wednesday before. The Sunday before.
Thursday, let's say Thursday morning, when he couldn't get up again, I'm like, all right, that's it. You can go to your PCP or you can go to this nurse practitioner that we're going to try, that I'd like for you to try, anyways. And I booked him an appointment at this medical healing spa. And I booked him an IV vitamin infusion. And I talked to him over the phone. And I said, this is what he's got going on. He goes, yes, we do sickness visits. We do wellness visits. I'm a registered nurse. Da, 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 da. And I felt very confident in talking to him on the phone. I didn't tell Timmy a whole lot about the infusion or anything else. I just said, you're going to go see a nurse practitioner. And we drove there. It was about an hour away. And what did you think when you walked in?
I wanted to leave. I didn't care how bad I felt. I just wanted to turn around and leave. It
It,
was,
it was very bougie.
yeah, it was, it
Isn't
looked
that the
like,
word now? Bougie? Or it's still a word? I'm sorry. Lyndon gave her 2 cents. Go ahead, Jim. I
um,
got to let the dog out. Hang on.
yeah, I just,
Talk about what it
I
looked
didn't
like.
think we were at the right place anyway. It looked like the whole place had been what they call bedazzled. And so
You got
yeah,
your fingernails
we
done,
go
so
in, we go in and
it's
sit down. They've got these big throne chairs and just silk and satin and
I didn't see no silk or satin. It was
chrome
this,
and
and what? It was a massage chair, and long. He spent 2 hours with Timmy, and gave him steroids and NAC and IV vitamin infusions, and treated us amazing. They're like, "Can we get you coffee? Can you get? Do you want a vitamin water? Do you want seltzer water? Do you want this? Are you comfortable? Do you want a blanket?" It was just it was like I said, you guys need to open up like where you could stay here a week when you're sick and just get pampered because this is great. How did you feel afterward? Before the IV was even done, though, you're like, my eyeballs don't hurt.
yeah, my eyeballs it were just they felt like they were just going to pop out of my head.
I think the main
And the
thing with you was the sinus pressure and the headaches.
pressure, the headache, the body aches.
And before y'all start saying, oh, he needs to drink more fluids, I have never in my life see Timmy drink as much water as he
Yeah.
did. As a matter of fact, I'm like, honey, you're going to flush out all of your minerals. You need to slow down on the water a little bit. I was in there refilling his water like at least twice an hour. And by the time I'd sit back down and get started working again, I'd hear Amber, and I'd go back in there, and I'd leave him a water bottle next to him and 2 cups of, and he drank a lot of fluids.
I think the reason I drank so much because I'd already reached that dehydrated level and I couldn't get enough water. It was
And so but he still got 2 liters, and he's like, he's dehydrated and he needs some vitamins and his body's depleted. And so the steroids help with his breathing and his chest. And I don't have that bottle of NAC. It's NAC, and I can't remember the long words it stands for. You can get it on Amazon, look for it, because he recommended everybody this time of year take uh niacin, which we are. Nope, wrong. Sorry, not niacin. Zinc, NAC, and I'm going to say this wrong, but this is how I remembered it, and this is how I look it up on Google or Amazon. It's quercusin. Quercusin. No, how does he? I say quercusin because it's Quercin, I believe. I don't know. I'm spelling it wrong. I know I'm mucking it up, y'all. You can Google it. Hang on. Anyways, we've been taking it for several years now during holidays. I mean, allergy season, and it is a natural antihistamine. But to hear him, oh, here we go. Quercusin, Quercetin. So y'all can correct my pronunciation about it, but now you have the spelling, so you can look it up yourself. Um, and he says you need to take that daily through cold and flu season. And he was great too. He said predominantly you want to get your nutrients from the food you eat, but our food is so depleted because of the soil and the way it's produced and how soon it's harvested. I mean, it was refreshing talking to somebody in the medical field
Yeah.
who was knowledgeable about that and supportive. So it was definitely be our first go-to for, well, one of our first go-tos at the sign of early sickness. Just go there and get ahead of it. That's what he said. He and his wife own it. And he said, my wife's in there right now because she got up. She was stuffy. He's just getting ahead of the sickness.
Yeah.
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 So don't grab a hold of you. That said, I was sharing this in our group, and this is the theme for today. The theme that I talked about, the question was, are you hurting your family?
Oh, yeah. I know this got a lot to do with me.
Tim doesn't look like he's feeling 100%. Also looks like he's lost some weight. Steve, this is the other Steve. This is Steve Anderson. Steve, he's lost about 15 pounds, and he's still not 100%, but he's a lot better than he's been. So I think it just takes some more TLC and time for recovery.
Yeah. It's going to be a.
Or he's just an ugly old man, is what it is.
I'm ugly.
He's lost that youthful glow.
Yeah, I think everybody's a little ugly when they're sick.
You're still gorgeous to me. Yesterday,
Really?
Timmy goes, don't do that. Don't. No, that's why I told you to put that. Nobody wants to see that mess. No, but and it's just so, and y'all probably have the same thing too. Your family goes through whatever, whether the power went out, you lost your job, someone in the family got sick, just something broke down, you're finally caught up on your finances and the hot water heater goes out, or that type of thing. Or you finally made that last payment on your car and the engine blows, or the check engine light comes on. And so that's kind of the things. It doesn't have to be as dramatic as a death in the family or something, but there's always those things that show you where your weak links are in your chain. And a wise person makes the adjustments and strengthens those weak links and learns from those lessons. And those that don't learn from our past are doomed to repeat it.
Shows you where your faith is too.
Yeah. We've been really testing our faith, and that's what I've been saying this entire time is I would told you the scripture yesterday. What was it, Timmy? I can do all things through Christ which strengthens me. I've just been saying that over and over again, almost to a fault, because if not, I think I would have just lost it. Are you letting the dog in? I'll let her in. But of course they will. And so before Timmy got sick, it was 80 degrees, kind of like it feels like it's gonna get today. And we kept saying we need to chop some more wood because we had all of our kitchen, not all, but we had a good bit ahead of our kitchen wood. We had a new wood stack all stacked up. We had another pile. We were good. And then it got cold and we got snow. And good morning, Daddy. How are you? Good morning, Joyce. Um, Say hi.
Good morning, everybody.
And it got real cold real quick. It was just like this freak little storm that moved through, and we burnt through our supplies. Well, then it got nice. And the week that Timmy got sick, and it was close ish to Christmas. And I said, Timmy, you know what I would love? Because we kept saying, let's do firewood today. Let's do firewood today. And I said, but what I would really love is you could finish the sheetrock and insulation in the living room so it can look pretty for Christmas this year. I would love to not look at Lowe's house wrap and tar paper in all of our holiday pictures. And I was kind of, you know, I was pretty sad that our inside is still, 5 years later, still the way it is. And of course, Timmy, he never stops. It's not because of lack of him. It's just we always have something else come up. And so that's what you focused on. And hang on just a second. Let's see if I can do any. See the sheetrock? You get to see my messy house. See all the mud? When it's done, it'll look pretty. It'll look finished. It'll be bright in here. But so that's where we put our focus. The day Timmy got sick, that Wednesday, I went to church without him. And the next day and we went from like 75, almost 80, down to 18, snow, ice. It was horrible. We didn't have water stored up here. We didn't have any more kitchen wood. We didn't have just, it just completely caught me off guard. And then that first cold snap, we lost a quail. We lost a quail, a chicken, a guinea, um, and two pigs in 10 days. Two baby pigs. We had an unexpected pregnancy that delivered on Christmas Eve. One froze, the other we tried to nurse back to health. And she got pregnant when the hurricane knocked her fences out. So she was a month early. She was one of our young gilts. And because she was a month early, the babies were preemie anyhow. So then we always dealing with that and feeding them in the house, trying to keep them warm with hot water bottles every 2 to 3 hours. And it's just been a lot.
Yeah, with me on top of everything. Yeah, that's
And work. Oh
a
gosh, yeah, I
lot.
work. I have 6 jobs, y'all. 6 clients, 6 jobs, one full time, the other 5 are part time. So I haven't even had time to make a call. I haven't had time to do the things that I need to do. And during this time too, I call everything around here amber proof. Only Timmy knows the little quirks that make this house and this homestead work. And here is our whole are you hurting your family? You do so much around here. And I don't see, just like you don't see everything I do, I don't
Yeah,
see everything you do because
yeah.
I'm busy. I'm like constantly my face in the computer online or with a client or on the phone with a truck company or something. And you do all of the workings behind the scenes, so to speak, and never, ever, ever accept or ask for help. Like if you say, honey, can I help you? No, I got it. It's always, no, I got it. And I think a lot of that is because it's just easier for you to do it yourself than to bother. You always feel like you're bothering somebody. I'll just do it that way it's done. And then I think part of it is Timmy likes the way he does things. And other people don't do them his way. And now he's been like that since the 30 years we've been together. Right?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of times when I'm out and I'm doing my chores or whatever, you're in the moment and you have your way of doing things, and you think that that's the best, the most efficient way to do it, and you know you've
That's
got
exactly the way I am.
you've got so many things that need to be done after that, and you're trying to get through each level, and it's I don't feel like having the time to sit there and explain. Well, I need you to do this or this or this, and it's just easier for me to just press on and keep doing what I'm doing until it's done.
That said, when he can't do, nobody else knows how to
And
do it.
then Yeah, then the emergency hits, and then everybody's trying to figure out, well, what do I do?
because we don't know. And that is, I can't put all the blame on Timmy. That's on me too. I didn't force myself to learn. I didn't make him say, hey, you're going to show me how to operate this generator. You're going to show me how to start the fire on this stove because this stove is different than this stove and this stove. And this one takes, you got to push a button, you got to slide something forward, you got to put, you got to push your nose, tap your head, and rub your belly all at the same time to get the fire started. And
Well, when you have three different stoves, the lighting process is a little different.
for each one,
Heating up and the vents and
the dampers.
the
I
dampers
can't
and
even open the doors in the
it's
one in the bedroom. I've got to literally push my foot, and you can see the rubber has burnt to from my shoe is burnt to the front of the door on that because it's so hard for my hands to open it up. It's a big buck stove, and it takes everything I got just to open up the door and put one in. So I try not to mess with it. But that said, is and it can go other ways. For instance, I handle all the finances, I handle all the banking, I handle all the bill paying, I have passwords on everything. If something to happen to me, I don't know that Timmy would know how to get into everything to do it all.
I wouldn't.
And so, like I said, it goes both ways, but it goes beyond that. It goes beyond, like, if you're a caregiver for your children or a significant other, and they depend on you for everything, and something happens to you, what's your plan B? Like, who have you left in charge to help with those things? And you have like children like Lyndon or, Morgan and Gavin, and we're doing everything for them. And then they go out on their own and they don't know how to do it. And you think that's being loving. Yes, it is, but no, it's not. You're hurting them.
Yeah.
The best thing you can do is teach them how to fish.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing with your significant other. Now, I'm not saying you've got to take over the responsibilities. Like after this joker gets better, I'm not going to be starting a fire in our bedroom no more.
Huh.
I ain't going to go through that. I'm going to go through that aggravation unless I have to. But I should know how to, right? Like the generator, starting the generator. And that's another thing. The moment he got sick, no sun. No sun means no power for us because we live off grid. I've never started our generator before.
Huh.
And I remember saying to him several times, I said, you're making this place so if something happens to you, I won't survive. And of course that was a true but also false statement because that's my responsibility as well. It's a 50-50 thing. And I also will, after I mention this, I'm making myself a note to get all my passwords and the steps how to get into all of our accounts for Timmy if something happened to me.
Well, anyway, I explained it to her and she figured it out, and we're right as rain now.
Yes, but it's a struggle, and it was a struggle during an already hard time. I mean, we have livestock dying. We're dealing with frozen water. We're dealing with the sickness and trying to make sure that he's okay and still work. I don't have sick days. I don't have the type of job where I can take time off. There's no one to fill my shoes. It is what it is, and it provides well for us. But that's the reality. I cannot miss any work ever. And I don't know how to fix that, but that's just where we are right now. And then the livestock depending on us and my body is very physically limited. Like I try to carry a wheelbarrow full of canned produce to the woodshed and I felt my knee twist and we have uneven ground and I just couldn't do it anymore. And so it's definitely a learning lesson and we are making adjustments as we go. But it's something to think about for all of us that's really important with our preps. If you are in charge of doing something and you're the only one that knows how to do it, but your family needs it to thrive, not just survive, but thrive, then I think it's your responsibility to show everybody else how to do that and make them. If they're like, no, I don't want to learn how to cook today, or no, I don't want to learn how to, start the tractor today. Yep, you are. This is how we're going to do it.
Yeah.
And if you need to write it down by step, little pictures, that's fine too. And if there's a funky way that you need to do something like the generator, pull that knob, push that flip, blow in this hose, and do all that stuff before it starts,
Yeah.
make sure somebody else knows how to do it other than you,
Yeah.
or get a new generator.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess what it comes down to is having that master list, and
Well, and teaching everybody.
and everyone being familiar with the process of,
How to do everything.
how to do it, the start up, the shutdown. When I first started working on the tugs, we had a master list of start up and shut down, and you had to start at number one and go through each one to be able to put that boat online. From the generator to the lights, the switchboard and the main engine, and just so many things. And it was overwhelming at first, but in the end, you don't even have to look at the list, because it just, everything just, one doesn't work without the other.
Sorry, I had to add wood to the fire.
So
But that's just, yeah, it's not just, obviously we're thinking something very specific like the generator and how to supplement our solar, but just everything that you do around your house to survive. Make sure that the other members in your family know how to do it as well. Otherwise, you're not helping them by doing it all yourself. You're hurting them. And you really need to be okay. This is a toughie for all of us, that people do it different than you. They're not going to roll the wire back on the loopy thing the right way.
oh, that's a biggie there.
Yeah, they're going to squeeze the toothpaste from the middle instead of the bottom of the tube. They're not going to do it your way. They're going to do it the way that drives you crazy. But in that, when you start to feel a little bit better and you can start to complain about it, the way everybody things been done during your time down, allow them grace and be thankful. Because the Bible says to be thankful and praise him and give thanks in all things.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean just when it's good.
Mm-hmm.
It means when it's bad too.
Mm-hmm.
And if you start the professions of the mouth, everything that we're saying that we've been talking about lately, your words are powerful. And if you are critical and you're just like, you open the feedback the wrong way. You did this. I didn't see that you did this. You did this. Are they going to even be motivated to help you when you need it next time? Don't be a bucket emptier, be a bucket fuller. We've talked about the buckets in the past, so you'll have to watch one of our other coffee chats if you want to learn more. But yeah, there are so many lessons. So there's a lot. Timmy's like, you learned a lot this week. I'm like, and I've shed a lot of tears too. I've just had, it's been extremely overwhelming.
Yeah.
But again, I can do all things through Christ, which strengthens me. And I leaned heavy on my Father in heaven. I was like, I can't do this, Lord. I'm not equipped. I'm too stressed. I don't feel good. Because in the midst of everything else with Timmy, I started feeling bad and my stomach started not being nice to me. And I had 4 days of that. And I still had to push through all of it because I was nowhere near as bad as Timmy. And I just said, I can't. I could feel myself just
Dropping off.
getting real close to the edge.
Yeah.
I will say this though, God bless Lyndon. I tell you what, that little girl, she's got more spirit and more drive and more motivation than any 13-year-old I've ever seen. She has stepped up to play, and I couldn't have done this without her. That's bottom line.
Yeah.
And not only that though, I've seen a change in her. She's always been helpful. She's always been helpful, but it's, I called her my BM daughter, which she got that nickname after her older sister who moved out, the bare minimum. Well, first I think it started with Gavin. He first got that nickname.
Yeah.
And then it was Morgan. Then it
Yeah.
was Lyndon. I'm like, they did the task that you asked them to do, and that was it. They didn't do the next step. Like, say you told the kids to vacuum the floor and there was something on the floor, instead of picking it up, they just kind of vacuumed around it, kind of thing. But Lyndon has gone above and beyond. She's
Yeah.
done what is asked of her and so much more.
Yeah, that's great.
And I've praised her for it. And I've seen the change in her now. Not only is she helping, I don't have to ask her to. And I can't think of the word. I'm lacking vocabulary this morning. The way she reacts about it, she enjoys being appreciated. We all do. We all
Yeah.
do enjoy being appreciated. That's
Yeah.
kind of what I told you yesterday. I'm like, if you're bunnying up doing it, don't be criticizing the one who is. I might
Right.
have said it a little bit different, but that was my end result of what I was meaning. I think I said that the day before yesterday.
Mm.
I'm like, until your butt gets up and does this, don't be criticizing the ones that are doing it. And that's hard when you like things done your way.
Mm. I know the captain has a lot of responsibility, but so does the first mate.
It's been a tough road. And you always think that you'll well, nobody plans for sickness. Nobody plans to lose their job. Nobody plans for life emergencies. That's what we've been talking all constantly for the past year and a half, prepping for peace. If you're prepared when things do happen, you have more peace about you than you would if you were unprepared. And that is why in the beginning, I didn't have that peace. One, I didn't rely on my faith enough. But two, I looked at my circumstances and I said, okay, I don't have the firewood. I don't have water stored. I don't have this. I don't have that. We've got Christmas coming up. How am I going to do this? The house isn't done. That one I had to let go real quick. Our house was supposed to be painted. We had the paint. We were getting ready to sand. The day he got sick, we were getting ready to sand the sheetrock and it was going to be nice and pretty. I had to let that go quick. You ain't saying nothing.
So,
Oh goodness, y'all. So we are gonna let you go because you may be the captain, but we know who the commander is. I always love your comments, Dad. I look forward to them. My family likes you better than me. That's all there is to it. That's all right. You can like Timmy better. I'm the one that picked him out.
I'm not saying anything.
Nothing. But no, I've got to get going, y'all, because well, I'm sure Timmy will go back to bed. But because our Christmas is going to be tomorrow, Lord willing, and the creek don't rise, I have a lot of prep to do,
No.
and I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to everybody. I'm looking forward to everybody being healthy and spending some time together without, having to rush to be here or there, another family's house, and I think it's going to happen exactly the way the Lord intended it to. So,
Yeah.
because she jumped the barrier. That that dog don't care about obstacles. So y'all, wait, we're not going to see them till next year,
Yeah.
2025.
See y'all next year.
We'll see y'all next year. All right, you guys have a great weekend, and thanks for joining us for coffee.
Thanks for watching.
Oh, and thanks for the prayers.
Yes, thanks for the prayers.
Lots and lots of prayers.